Welcome back to another episode. Today, a few little changes. Been sorting through the birds. You're going to wonder why there is a whole bunch of birds in here with orange rings on. Big Beefcake's got his orange ring on, so you're probably wondering why. You know that I've split the channel into two channels. We've got our coloured birds in here and all our other pet projects and things like that, and we have our 100% only racing pigeons at MRP, which is the other channel. If you haven't subscribed to that one, you can go down to the description. The link to that is in the description, so head over there, check that out. We are moving a lot of birds over to that channel, mainly all the good stock birds and things like that. We've got a few birds here, and we'll go through them in this video, what's actually happening. The other birds are sitting there like, why do you guys get to be out there? But that's the plan. So why these guys have these rings on, the orange ones, these are the birds that are not going to be tossed, and I'll go into why so you guys fully understand. We have Beefcake. He's not going to go into the racing channel. He's going to stay here. He's just a little pet for me. You do remember that we kind of hand raised him up, and he is very friendly as well, so I'm hoping we can tame him back up and whatnot. He will jump on you and sit on you and, you know, be a bit of a pain sometimes, but he's a good bird. He's an absolute monster though, and definitely a favourite on this channel, so he's definitely staying here because I know a lot of you guys want to see him have some babies, so we might pick him a hen. We've actually got two of the red cocks in here, so the plan with them, we're going to pair one of these red up to the pure white hen that we've got. We've got a white hen over another loft that we haven't done anything with. She's not broken in yet. She's Snow's baby, and she's actually the same. See, these red ones, the red mother, the mealy hen, she's actually half bunter, so that bunter is the same line as what the white hen is, so it'd be good to sort of fuse those together. We might get some checkered or mealy pieds, which will be fantastic because that white hen does carry pied, and you'll see that these reds are also pied. That comes from Shockside, so we're going to utilise one of those red ones to breed with our white hen, and then the other red one we're going to put with the black pied hen that we've got, just because she's a very beautiful hen, and I want to keep her on this channel because I do need her for breeding with the tiger grizzles. One of the tiger grizzle babies hopefully is a cock, and we'll pair that tiger grizzle baby up with that black hen because she's spread black, and it's going to increase the vibrancy and stuff of those tiger grizzles. So we're keeping most of the colours. We do have this little hen here. She's not going to stay on this channel. She's going to move over and be paired up to my second generation of Titans and Storms. I'll show you those probably in the other channel. They are actually really outstanding birds, so that's what's going to happen to her. She's going to be paired up with one of them, probably the cock that's paired with the black and white hen from Adamarcha, that cock that's in there. And we've got 83 has been a little favourite for some time now. He's a nice little cockbird down from Leon Storm. We're going to utilise him to pair up with one of our barless hens. So we've got one barless hen over in the breeding box. Once those babies are stopped, we will repair them, because we've got Bluey down here as well, so when she stops being camera shy. So we're going to continue on with our breeding project with the barless. We'll eventually get there with them. It's just a slower project, so they are the only two that we are keeping, and there is another barless split here, which is one of the sons, so I'm going to pair him up to one of these barless hens. So we've got one split and full barless pair, and then we're going to create some more splits with a T-check pattern, which hopefully, according to Adam, is going to be much easier. So we'll have two barless project pairs going on, and then we'll have a red and white hen, so we can produce some more reds and some hopefully red pieds. Or you do remember moo and those type. Hopefully we can produce some red type versions of that. Will be fantastic, because I do love my red checker pieds or mealy pieds, quite happy. So these birds that we are keeping, there is one more hen that we do need out of here, but I'm gonna leave that to the basket to decide which hen that we do keep, because I've got a lot of hens. I don't have many good cocks, but I've got lots of hens. Like seriously, there's probably 10 hens in there. I just can't make up my mind. So that's basically what we're doing now, is just we picked out the ones that I can definitely say that I want to start breeding with, which are most of these guys in here. We do have little Shock over the corner there. We might even utilize her because she's a fantastically bred bird, and we might even put her with one of my second generation Titans. So that will be all on the other channel though. We'll just see how she goes. She's definitely over in the corner there and she's very happy. She's probably wondering why she's not in here with these guys. So that's why these guys have got orange rings. So the orange rings are birds that we're keeping and projects and things like that. So we will take those rings off eventually, but we've got to reduce the numbers in here. We've got about 20 birds in here that we need to start tossing, and that's going to happen today. It's not going to be in this video, but it's going to be a separate video. So get ready for that. That's why there's still one red cock in there. So we've got a red cock from Shock and also 2 other hens we can test. It's a shame that she hurt a wing because she was going to be in the basket too, but we still got 3 from Shock to test, so it's going to be pretty good. And we'll keep these 2 other ones for projects. We'll probably breed some blacks, black pieds, red checker Amelie pieds, and probably some pure whites out of these 2 projects here. So that's going to be pretty fun, given they are quite good racing birds. If according to Adam that Shock's quite good, and I've been looking through his pedigree, and there's probably more firsts and seconds on that pedigree than I've seen on most pedigrees, so I'm pretty happy with that. We'll see how they go, but we'll get some colour out of them as well. And we'll go into this other section here and see what's going on. So in here there is a mixture. There is quite a few split barless. There is a pure barless hen. They're all going in the basket. Hopefully we lose most of those split barless. The plan with all these guys, it's going to happen on this channel. We're going to start tossing every single bird that's in here apart from you. I'm going to do their first toss today, which is only going to be 1.5–2 kilometers, and then after that we're going to go back to the spot that we've been tossing all the splits, which is around that 5 to 6 kilometers. So I'm not going to be overly easy on these guys. They can fly for 2 hours with not a problem. You've seen that. They've been doing that for a few weeks now. The video I did put up was a little bit behind. That's why she was still flying in that video. So I want to get these guys sorted. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't lose some key birds that I want to keep for projects. And then the rest here are all test projects. This is one of the other hens that I have been keeping an eye on. She's one of Leon Storm's babies. She's pretty much just like a little spitting image of Storm. I was going to put an orange ring on her, but I think she can stay. She can go in the basket just because there is a lot of hens in here. I've got there's just a mixed bunch of hens in here from a whole bunch of different projects. So what we'll see is if none of these hens outshine and really prove anything, we can just use little Shock down there. But if any of these hens make it, so the plan is if we can really speed them up, get them in the basket, I'm going to go pretty hard on them. I'm not going to give them like a lot of tosses from the same spot. We're just going to keep moving it out. We've got to get to the end of the freeway. So basically we're going to go probably 2 kilometers, and we'll go 6 kilometers, and we'll probably go 15 kilometers. Should be pretty easy for these guys because they can fly for 2 hours straight, no problem. And most of these are pretty old, and we definitely want to get certain projects like this barless thing here. We want to get them out. If they're no good, then they won't come home like you. So we'll see how we go with that. That's the plan. There should be about, it's probably 19 actually without her. So 19 birds in here that we are going to start tossing today, which will be in the next video, because that will probably be quite a lengthy one to see who turns. And then we'll just keep taking them out, get them out to the freeway, which is about 95 kilometers ish. And then once they get there, and if we can get them in there in time, we're going to get them on the truck, because we might get them out to 200 to 250 kilometers. And that's a really good test. My aim here is just to thin out any of the rubbish. If we can thin out most of these birds and just be left with like 4 or 5 really good ones, then that's really what I want, because we're going to move them over to our new racing loft at MRP. So they'll be all raced as 2-year-olds, which is definitely what I want. If you haven't subscribed to that channel, go down to the link in the description and check it out. There is links to the description to the other channels as well if you're interested. There's a lot going on, and there's going to be a lot more coming up as well. So make sure you do stay tuned for that. That's the plan with these guys. We're keeping these guys. They're going to start breeding. We're going to thin these guys down. This loft, whole loft, is going to get moved. It might get moved beside the other loft. It's going to get a whole renovation. I'm going to redo all the trap and fix all the sides up so no water gets in here. We might even look at fixing these up, all the perches up as well. What I'm thinking about doing as well is putting in a temporary stack of breeding boxes. So once we thin all these numbers down, we can start pairing up all these pairs and breeding them, because there'll be like 5 or 6 pairs maybe here, and then we can start repopulating this loft with there's definitely going to be a lot more color, a lot of reds and a lot of blacks and a lot of whites and pieds as well. So and a few balas. So it's going to be interesting. I might bring in a few other colors as well, but that'll be a surprise later on. We just want to really thin down a lot of the dead wood. There is quite a bit in here. We'll see what happens. We'll go and check on the breeding pairs we've got over there, but I thought I'd just go through you guys and make it very clear. So keeping, thinning down, and then we're going to start breeding and moving the loft, and we're going to renovate this loft as well and make it waterproof and much more comfortable for the birds. So there's a lot going on, a lot coming up, so make sure you stay tuned, don't miss any videos. Okay, so there is a bit going on over here. We're going to start off with the bad news first, I think. So both these eggs in here are not fertile. Well, they probably were fertile, but they've gone rotten. So maybe it's just because they're inexperienced, something like that. So what I'm thinking is moving the black hen back into the flying loft so she can have a little bit of free time. I'm going to pair her up with one of those red cocks I was just showing you. I think that's going to be quite a good mix. They're very similar birds, and we'll get some really nice coloured babies out of them as well. So it's something I'm really keen to do, is to pair up this hen with one of those red cocks. I think it's a much better pairing, because this is one of my second generation Titans here. Both these cocks in these boxes are my favourite cocks at the moment out of all my birds. They are fantastic, and unless you hold them you don't really know. So I want to pair these guys up, this cockbird with another hen. We're going to move that cockbird and this cockbird into that loft. But what I'm thinking, I actually noticed those eggs like that yesterday, is that we might be able to take these eggs into here maybe, or we can bring the tiger grizzle eggs in there. I'm not really sure. I've got to see how well they're timed, how close they are. We might be able to use these guys just to raise some eggs before we set them down again. I'm not 100% sure. I just need to double check first. And this is another second generation Titan that I'm getting pretty excited about. They are fantastic birds. Their eggs, I've got to double check the hatch dates on them. I don't want to muck them around too much, because it'd be nice to bring the tiger grizzle eggs in under one of these pairs, and then we can get the tiger grizzles down on another pair of eggs, and then we can get those tiger grizzles out of there, because both these cocks in time, they're going to get both new hens. I did show you them in the other video, well, sorry, just before, and then both those cocks are going to be moved in here. We'll go and have a look at the tiger grizzles, because we might use these breeding boxes for projects or difficult pairs like shock and things like that take a while to separate from hens. And we've only got so here's our white hen. We're going to pair this white hen up with one of those reds. That's going to be fantastic. She carries the pied gene as well, so we should get some whites and hopefully some pied reds. That's what I want. So she's definitely ready to breed, and she's definitely got a soft spot for red males, because if you remember, she's always trying to pair up with red ones, which is interesting. And we've got the tiger grizzles in here as well. So these guys, I'm going to do 2 rounds. One round that I'm keeping, and the second round is going back with the owner, because he wanted a pair from this pair. He's going to split them up soon, and they'll move over into the loft with the other birds as well as part of projects. So their eggs can't be too far away, so it's going to be pretty exciting. So that is basically the plan. This loft does need to move from this position. It's been something that's been needing to happen for a long time, but once we get through a lot of the plans I've talked about, then we can move that across, because we will sit it up beside the other loft when we put it over there, and we'll paint them all the same colour as well. This one's just horrible green that it's definitely not growing on me. And we'll probably paint it the same colour as the other one, but we'll have them one race loft and one colourful race loft as well with some projects. So make sure you do stay tuned, because there's a lot going on, an absolute lot. So make sure you head down in the description, go and check out the other channel as well, because there will be some updates there coming soon. because I have a lot of pairings. I think there's about 7 pairs that we've got to sort out in that loft, and they're already half sorted. We've got a few modifications to do in there, so make sure you stay tuned. I'm going to see you all in the video. Go check out the other channels and enjoy your weekend.